Boys. All right, I'll lead the way.
Lead the way
All right,
for us.
everybody.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, everybody. Welcome to the first CHL media presentation. Who's all on the line here? So I am All In Fitness, the owner of Kingston. Who else is on the line?
I'm
I'm kind
Mam.
of thought. Oh, sorry, buddy.
Mam7216, GM of the Vancouver Giants.
And I'm Kenneth on 3000, owner of the Calgary Edmund.
And I am Abe DeBrin, HL Russian player.
Sweet.
Here we go.
So we've all had a busy couple days. Bidding just ended a couple days ago. We hopped right into the regular season. We did 2 preseason games on Thursday, which were kind of a shit show from everybody from what I heard.
Absolutely.
So I guess we can start over each of us, how our bidding went, what our goals were, and we can go from there. So I'll start it out. So my goal this year, I look to be a strong defensive team off the gate there. That was my main goal. I actually found 6 defensemen I have right now. I'm very comfortable with them. They are guys that I feel are going to be leaders this league in the defense. Everyone that's played against them so far is impressed with how well of a job they're doing stopping cross creases. We just played Ottawa tonight, and with their stellar offensive lineup, we lost 4-0, but they didn't have a single cross crease. They didn't have a single one-timer. It was all just wraparounds, and then we got into penalty trouble later in the game. But when it comes to forward, so King is my GM. He's a leader amongst the team. He's actually talking this year, so he's communicating to the players, seeing what he wants to do. And once he gets going with Death by Rob, that's a centerman I picked up. He came back after an absence from LG. He's a great centerman. Him and King play together for a couple years now. Other forwards, I actually just got the Swan back in a trade this morning, and he played his first game tonight. So I played with the Swan last year in Kelowna Rockets. That line tonight, they did a pretty good job. Our time in attack was double the other team. We just didn't find where each other were yet in the zone. So we did a good job cycling. We just couldn't get the puck to the net the way we wanted. So we ended up losing that game 2-1. Rest of my guys, just basically I went off of suggestions on who I should be picking up. Did a little research here and there, some scouting games, but scouting games weren't the greatest this year. I have a fairly decent lineup for offensive. We just need to click. It's all guys that have never played together. A lot of new guys to the league as well, so there was a lot of nerves in the first couple games. So once it comes together and we learn how to score, we'll be all right. But we'll be a competitive team this year. I'm not worried about it. And other than that, my backup goalie is one of my buddy's friends, so he's a decent goalie. He'll be a solid backup this year, so that'll be good. Other than that, that's the breakdown of Kingston, basically. Don't count us out.
Yeah, good. Got mad love for Kingston.
Mad love for Kingston. Kind of want them to be the runaway. Maybe it's because I love B-Cray, but
Are we seriously getting back to don't sleep on Kingston again?
I think it is. I think we're doing it.
Hey, why is Kingston so good?
Why is Kingston so good? Bless, boys.
They went 0-9 last year. I'm going for 1-8 this year, so
love it. The Giants this year definitely wanted to rebound after missing the playoffs by a point. Season 5, it's the same ownership after I got promoted to GM halfway through last year, so it's me and Aries. Biggest thing, I think most teams I feel like are going to think this way. It's building from the back end out, building from your blue line, and then because there's a glut of forwards, everybody wants to score, so you have to find good defensemen. We found defensemen. 6 defensemen who I am very comfortable with. I've got 2 guys that I spent quite a bit of money on, and Bandit and Doorknob. 3.75 for Doorknob kind of surprised me a little bit, and then we got couple other guys who for 500K are going to be either steals or going to be at least guys who I can reliably put out there against any team. As it showed tonight in our win versus Tri-City, we had a very excellent defensive showing from our third pair, from the guys that I'm expecting to grow. So it gives me a lot of confidence. Forwards wise, I mean, I picked up Willie, who I think is going to be the new shoutbox warrior of the league. I picked him up for his chirps. Turns out he's a really good player. A little bit of shenanigans. Very good player. Every forward line that we have has chemistry with each other. I picked up Shooter Tudor, who is a buddy of Willie. That's going to be a line with Aries most likely. I picked up Al Capone and Chucky. Probably I think they're one of the most dynamic duos that I've seen so far through OG games. They're going to be wreak havoc. And then, of course, the line I played tonight is 3 guys who have played together for 4 years. We're able to pick them up. Goaltenders, I picked up my one goalie, and then he recommended his buddy. His buddy turned out to be really good. Everyone's active. Everyone's playing the position that they want to play. I think the Giants this year are going to make playoffs. They're going to be a much better team than we showed last year. It'll help having 17 players for the whole season. We didn't have Aries for 6 weeks out of the 8 in Season 5. So he's back from Spain. So we've actually got forwards to work with. And our plan in bidding, we got most of the players we wanted. Our scouting games were pretty private. We did one night of scouting. We found guys that we really liked and went from there. That's all there is to it.
Go Giants.
Nice. Sounds like you got a good thing going on.
It's a complete clown fiesta at times. Some of our just for fun games are a mess, but when we're trying, I think we're gonna be a good team this year.
There you go. Nice. Over in Calgary, we just tried to focus on good net minding and also defense. I wanted to build a core that could really help Jason X and also Jason LeBreton. They're both very good goaltenders, and I think they're going to take us a very long way. With Mordred and Simeon Drunk being a top defensive pairing for us, I think that'll help us a bunch. And with our new prospects, I really like Shawnee Mack. Keep an eye out for that kid. He's ridiculous. And BB Grant and Lgchl, they got some chemistry together for sure. They're definitely going to make some noise. But I think we're going to be one of the better defensive clubs by the end of the season. And after picking up my GM over at the Enemy from last year, he's going to be playing defense for us now. So that will definitely help strengthen our core. So I'm really excited to have him. And our preseason, we did okay. And our games against Edmonton, they always get the better of us. And tonight they played really good too. I would definitely say look out for their top line. Tommy's looking good. But yeah, as it goes, I think we're going to have a good defensive core and prospect core. So look out for Calgary.
You guys also got BB Grant for $6 million. It was a big.
Yes. I'm a pro when it comes to handling big contracts.
So we'll see. I thought that was a good one.
Yeah, I had Russian for $7 million last year.
No, yeah. I think it was 7.25 to be exact because you won that bet on me. So.
Yeah, I'm good at that.
It's going to be interesting. You're actually going to be facing him because he's now the GM for, I believe, the Rockets.
Yes,
and we are
with BB Gun.
Will be.
Yeah. So
right, in my division,
and they also acquired Big Jim. They also picked up Big Jim off of me. So
yeah, I mean they're going to have a tough team over there. Trying to think who. Team I also am very impressed with is Berg. Berg put them Berg boys put together another solid team. That team's gonna impress me. They snuck one out on the Armada tonight, but that wasn't even their top line. So, I watched that one. But yeah, those are two of the teams that I'm actually looking at. But one thing I noticed, again, the trend in Season 6, blind bidding.
Mhm.
Oh,
Oof,
my God.
Yeah, it was worse than last year. That's
Well,
for sure.
let me tell you. So, being around the league for a while, some guys come to me, hey, do you know of any sleepers? Can you help me out here? Sure. So I see a guy with not a bid on him. I'm like, hey, he's a decent defenseman. You're kind of hurting for that position. Try him. Literally puts a bid on him. And 10 minutes later, he's up to $3 million.
Yeah, we tested that as well.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous.
It is.
But, granted, I get that some of these guys don't know who these guys are, so they're waiting to see who gets bid on because of the fact of, not all these prospects come to scouting games.
Yeah.
You have half the people not show up to scouting games. So it's one of those where, the owners go out of their way to get 12 people in a scouting game. Send PSN messages, doing what they need to do to, be organized, and they still can't get 12 guys.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I can get where, some of these new owners are waiting to see who gets bid on. Because obviously, if they're getting bids, then they must be good.
And it was really bad later in the bidding as well. Like if you had a guy you wanted to just wait a bit, and then you put a bid on him, boom, he was gone. It was instantly getting bids on him.
Yeah.
This year, I noticed it was a little more people who got their guys in quick got them for $500K. If anybody that waited ended up having to pay more for someone than they wanted to.
I mean, granted, you guys get the luxury of only waiting 8 hours compared to, NHL, AHL. That's 12-hour clock. So, we get our beauty sleep before we have to put bids in again. But, I was up all night. I actually stayed up until the first bids came through at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Not a boy.
It seems like a tradition for me.
Yeah, sure is.
But I gotta say what everybody had on their minds when those first bids came out. Josh Lehman at $6 million.
And okay, I don't want to say too much because in the shout box a while ago, I got into it with him. He was trash talking one of my guys. And it's not his fault that he got put $6 million, but this is not a game. It never has been a game where goaltending can really steal you one. But even with like the really great goaltenders, and I've seen a couple of them. I had one on my team, although he had an attitude problem. We'll keep his name silent. But I had one that was that good. I don't think Lehman is. I don't think he's $6 million. That's absurd.
It's nothing against him.
No,
you have
it's a goalie for $6 million
that understand more of how to read plays. Not saying he's a terrible goaltender, but there's guys closer to an 80% save percentage over their career that are going for less, which didn't make sense to me. Was it that Lehman just went to more scouting games? I don't know. But to spend $6 million on a goalie when you only get $25 million, so you're already down to $19 million, and you still have to fill, 16 more spots.
Well, 14 more.
Why?
Did you get two?
GM.
You got 17. Oh yeah, well, okay, you got me there. But I mean, to be honest though, I looked at Sherbrooke. They spent 8.25 on goalies.
And their owner's the goalie. It didn't make. They do that?
It didn't make sense to me because I mean I can see a team spending 8.25 between two defensemen. that makes sense to me because if you don't have a good core defense, you're not gonna last. It's gonna expose you, and it's gonna expose you bad.
Mm-hmm.
And to spend that on goaltending, and one goaltender that might get three games, maybe four. If you're splitting, three if you're just gonna give them all to your starter. It doesn't make sense to me to spend $8.25 million on him. I don't know. What's your guys' feeling on that
A
one?
backup goalie should be $500K regardless.
Yeah, I agree. It's good to find a good backup for 500K.
Mm-hmm. And there was a lot of them this year. There's TC goalies that were decent goalies that could easily be a backup goalie.
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
and
yeah.
a lot of 80% goalies that are only like 3 mil or under, too.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Both my goalies, I think I can safely say, are going to have like either 78 to 80% save percentage. I got both for 500K.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's no. When I saw that they are paying, like, you bring up $8 million, I paid 2 goalies who personally I think are going to be better than him. It's absurd to think about that number.
Yeah.
Being that high.
Especially with an owner being the goalie as well. I mean, you have a free contract right there.
Which isn't that V Gamer?
Yeah, he's a V Gamer.
I thought he was a defenseman.
He signed up as goalie.
V's a goalie, I'm pretty sure, for sure.
So that makes it even worse. You have
Right.
a $6 million backup goalie.
Right.
So
Well, maybe it works.
Yeah, it does.
Maybe we're just crazy.
Yeah,
right?
there you go. Right?
But it's tough to justify. Even when you like us, we're just talking about it. That is a hard thing to justify on any stretch.
So some of these other ones, a couple of these forwards that were getting like 6 mil bids, they had like no stats. It's like, to me, it's like, who are these guys? Now, granted, it might be somebody's buddy, or they're on the leaderboard of 18. I couldn't tell you. I don't pay attention to that too much. But,
yeah.
I mean, it was just like, there's a lot of no names this season.
Well, the best way to look at goalies that should have been higher, that could have been higher, that Tyke won this, everybody knows who he is. Like, he's an elite club goalie. And he only went for $4 million. I think he only had 2 teams bidding on him. So you look at that, where I'm sure, owners that are newer would not have known who the hell he is, but anybody that plays club, anybody that's around the block knows that he's a good goalie. So, and he only went for $4 million.
Scarecrow's been around AHL, NHL. He's got those stats, and he didn't go for that much. I mean, it's kind of one of those where it just leaves you a head scratching.
Peanut butter, he went for what, 3 mil?
3 mil?
Yeah.
Yeah, peanut butter's solid too.
He is.
Like, solid.
He's solid. I mean, he's gone as goalie the last couple of years. But, I mean, he had What's Good Pookie last season. He had Unknown the season before. So he didn't really need to play goalie. So he went, to where his team had their needs.
Yeah.
But now that he's a bog and he's not running his own team, he's able to play where he feels comfortable. And you're going to see him put up a fight. And I believe they beat Quebec 7-3, I want to say, tonight. It's something like that. API's down. I don't know scores.
Yeah.
As I'm doing my scores right now.
Right.
As I'm doing scores.
So, you're gonna see the Sanguines. They have sleepers. They have WK Smurf. They have his brother WK Boomer. So they already have Chem. I mean, there's a lot of sleepers that nobody knew about. Like I said, there was a lot of unknowns.
And Monster Mania is a good defenseman too.
Right. You put him with a good defenseman, he's going to put up good numbers. I mean, I wouldn't say he's a defenseman that you can carry.
Yeah.
He can carry somebody on his back, but if he has a good defensive partner that knows his positioning, you're going to see him have absolutely good numbers.
And it looks like they did tonight, holy.
Right. So, I mean, there's a lot of people. Like, this is only week 1. I don't know half of the people, that are on certain rosters. So I can't really say, like, hey, this guy, and this guy. It's not like that. Once we get more of a, what do I want to, trying to survey, more games, you're going to see guys that are standing out. The guys that, people had the unknown factor and were able to get them for real cheap. But, of course, LG, the API system's not working, so I can't look at stats right now. But, I mean, there's quite a few. I think this might be the competitive season. I don't see any front runners, so to say.
Take a look at Ottawa, in my mind, knowing the guys as well, they're going to be a front runner.
Okay, well, besides B-Craze team.
Yeah. So,
Besides them.
Yes.
we played them tonight, and I played my iKing line, and it was a competitive game. It was back and forth. We just couldn't find the back of the net. But,
No.
Another team, I'd say.
So this is what I'm gonna ask you though. Does goalie seem different to you from 17 to 18?
Yes, and it seems different actually the last day and a half. There's something different.
Yeah. Yeah, one of my goalies who used to always play butterfly has to play hybrid right now. And I think there may have been a tweak.
I just switched from butterfly to hybrid today because something was wrong. It was different.
Really?
Does it seem like there's more of a delay?
On wraparound right now.
That's what it seems like to me. There's more of a delay when it comes to goalie. Because when I went to cover a puck up and a drop in today, I literally went to cover it and do pokes at 5-hole on it.
Yeah, covering the puck isn't right now. It's broken. I've scored, I'm going to say 10 goals on myself in the last 2 days covering the puck.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's that difference. You got the deeks.
Like wraparound, like
who gets the deeks down fastest too? Is going to show you who's going to be the best players.
And those poke check face-offs are making me insane too.
The glitch face-offs, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing I think they also need to work on though too, they need to dummy down the poke checks. I'm even going, how the hell did I get that shit sometimes? Like, I should have been left in the dust, and I'm poking it away, and it's going all the way down the ice. One of those super pokes. It's one of those, it's kind of a head-scratcher. Like, what's EA doing? Are they going to give us... Because honestly, when the beta first came out, it seemed like 18 was just a update of 17.
Mm-hmm.
Now that it's out, it's like, okay, it's a whole different game because your poke checks are way too OP.
And the players are slower on top of that, so even if you want to get around a poke check, you're not fast enough to do it.
Yeah, the possession game of it's a little different, for sure.
Even the puck pickup. I mean, that is completely horrible this year.
Yeah, seamless my ass.
Okay, hold up here, though.
Spicy.
It wasn't even that great in 17 either.
Yeah, you're right, absolutely right.
It's just worse than 18.
Oh, absolutely.
So, I mean, it's all aspects that these first couple of weeks, until they hopefully fix this stuff, I mean, you still have the looping. You figured that would have been number one on their list to fix.
Yeah.
With the fights, yeah.
Right. I mean,
I'm making sure every game's streamed.
Right. I mean, if you're a good owner or GM, you're making sure you're setting up a Twitch account and at least one person that streams is in a game. Because if you're not, you might lose a game just off a technicality of EA.
Yes.
One thing I also do, change your video clip length to 60 minutes. You can get 2 games on a video clip and 1 video clip.
Genius.
And you can always upload it to YouTube or Twitch. So there's another backup in case if, say, your stream doesn't work. Or you don't stream. You got to have some kind of backup system. Because, I mean, the league can almost only go off of what you can provide them with evidence.
Right.
So it would just suck that, you know, you get down to week 8 and you're in the Vancouver Giants' shoes, only 1 point out of a playoff spot. And that just happened to be a game that you lost because you didn't have a stream. You could have made the playoffs if you just would have streamed the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Trust me, it haunts me. I'm haunted. I remember. Hopefully it doesn't happen again this year. Another thing that people make sure you have your games going is there's been a weird glitch. I know you guys have seen it where the games will just jump back.
Yeah, like
That's
7
okay.
minutes or some
7
shit.
minutes.
Yeah.
But now what do you do if you score a goal and it gets taken back?
Well, that's not that's part of the looping.
Yeah.
But it also, what if it loops? You're up a goal. It puts 8 seconds back on the clock, and they score within those 8 seconds.
Right.
Well, the game should have been over, but EA gave you 8 more seconds.
Yeah, but it's not.
But it shouldn't be a goal if you have a stream.
Yeah, exactly.
So, granted, I'm glad I'm not a bug because I'm sure they're going to be getting a lot of videos
Oh, yeah.
going, hey,
That
this ain't
action
right.
center is going to be happening.
Yeah. But I mean, that's one of those where, that's the owner, it's management's responsibility. And I can't stress that enough.
Oh, absolutely.
But one thing that's confused me is there was a game earlier today. There's already a forfeit.
Oh no, please.
There is already a forfeit. Hold
Oh
on,
god, I'm looking.
I also
I'll pull it up.
3-0 score. I hope that never happened.
I'll pull it up. But there was a forfeit tonight.
It was a Saginaw?
Yeah, it was
1-0
Saginaw,
game.
I think. Yeah.
And let's talk about the team that's automatically, even if they won tonight, forfeiting 2 games because they're over budget. They're over their cap.
Which team?
Oh, New York. Yeah, for
Which
Rig.
one?
They're
I
$1 million.
just noticed that.
So
So
even if they
How
won
are they
tonight-
over? How are they over already?
I don't know. They were 28 million when I looked yesterday.
Which team is this?
Kitchen Rangers.
I'm on the roster right now. I'm gonna make sure we confirm this for our listeners.
Yep.
They are sitting at 26 million. They have forfeited both teams tonight.
So hopefully they hear this. And
Ooh,
so
Yeah.
there's
bad for them.
they have 3
Oh.
goalies in which they paid 6.25 for.
Well, there we go. We're talking about how goalies are ridiculous. There's a
Yeah.
prospect goalie for 5 million on Kickstarter.
Yep. Davy Jones.
So
No,
so
that sucks.
right. So I'm gonna get back to the forfeit game.
Yeah.
Okay. How's that possible? You bid it on all your guys. You've got more TCs than what we did in season 5 already.
Yeah.
You're
Well-
telling it just doesn't make sense to me, man.
No.
It
I really
doesn't.
hope.
You know, I hope it's not where they had double forfeits. Because you're already down 4 points already.
Yeah.
Oh, look at the stat errors.
They're gonna
So
be everywhere, dude. As we say that, I
The
hope I don't have any
The
errors in mine.
Characters won 23-0 tonight.
Yes, that's a gem. I just
That's
finished
breaking
stats
news.
for my game too. Giants and Tri-City. I had to manually input them. It's not hard to put the button in, boys.
Now, if you look at the box score, though, it only shows that they scored 10.
Yeah. So it's a button. I know.
Hit their buttons, people. To go back on your point fitness, and I think we touched on it a little bit earlier.
Damn,
You're giving when you're doing all this blind bidding. What if they don't get back to you? I know that I had this scare a little bit with a goalie who has now gotten back to me, and I now know everything. It was my starting goalie's buddy. We talked about when I did my roster thing. I couldn't get a hold of him for a while. Kind of me and my owner were getting anxious. We got a hold of him finally, but I can definitely see that if you bid on all your guys and then all of a sudden they're not getting back to you, and that's your Sunday lineup, well, you're boned. And that's kind of what happened here. They put themselves in a bad situation, and now you're down 2 points, hopefully not 4. But that was their second game tonight. That was their late game. Their early game stats haven't been posted yet. So we'll have to see.
No, man. Yeah, like if you're coming into the bidding late, yeah, if something happened, you might run into that issue, and it's understandable, but that's why there's 2 people, right? You should have a GM that's backing you up as well, right? Making decisions.
Well, me and Aries, I don't think, because of different time zones, I think me and Aries were always up during bidding.
Mhm.
Every time something, like we were always up. He's in Central, I'm Pacific. So, of course, we've got school. We're waking up early anyway. I think there may have been 4 hours where we weren't up before we had our team.
How much?
Hammett, got a question?
Yeah. How much is Fatless on Kitchener Rangers? How much is his contract?
Fatless?
Yes.
Let me get that up for you.
He's $500K, so they'll still be over.
Because this is what's not make. Why would you? Okay, so the Blazers made a trade with This is what's not making sense to me. They put a player removal in at 12:29, or a league removal warning. Hasn't answered for a couple days. Have sent messages through LG, giving them 48 hours to answer or being removed. At 8:45, they trade him to the Blazers, which is trading an inactive person.
Right.
Which is a no-no.
Right.
And then the Blazers sent him back for nothing.
Trade may have been revoked.
That's a possibility.
Unabuga may have just said, no, that's not going through. Put him back.
So is Fatless on?
He is currently on the
Yeah.
roster. Yep.
And they're at 17, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
So how the heck are they over roster then?
Because they got the five mil goalie, Davy Jones.
They're not over roster, they're over their salary cap.
Over
Right.
cap.
How much is Finnick?
Finnick is $750.
See, and you got traded for Senator Mo. I'm just going over their transactions, trying to see how they got
Yeah, if
over
they
cap.
missed some.
Because through bidding, you're not allowed to go over cap.
No, you're not.
Well, you got 3 defensemen over 2.75 mil.
Right, but what you got to get what I'm saying is bidding won't let you go over
No, it won't.
your 25 mil. It'll shoot you an error, going, "Hey, you don't have enough to fill your roster, so we're not going to let you bid."
Real quick.
or they won't let you put another bid on a guy if you're going over cap. So somehow they got over the cap.
Right.
And
Well, it's 1 million exactly.
I swear it was higher. I swear I seen 28.
so that's where it's kind of a head scratcher because I don't see anybody getting called up.
How much is B Motley?
2.75.
Yeah.
They traded for B Motley to
That's
the
what
Rangers.
it is right there.
Okay.
Blazers
That's
have
what it is.
traded B Motley to the Rangers for Pyromaniac and Fatless. Fatless
That's
got
what-
sent back.
That's what sent him over the cap.
Yep.
And then there's another trade. They traded, they got Finnick. But the B Motley trade with the Blazers.
Yeah.
And if I'm the GM, like, I am a numbers guy with Aries when we were doing the cap. We had it all planned. How
Well,
do you
it's-
make that trade?
It's not even that.
How did the analyze let it go through?
No, it probably did analyze it,
Yeah.
but it does shoot you an error saying, "Hey, this is going to put you over cap,"
Yeah.
before you accept it. So
Just a quick
did they
question.
just not make their moves in time?
Is
Because
that the same ownership from last year?
yes,
Because B Motley was on their team last year. So I think they went for B Motley, thought we can do everything because they wanted him back, and now they're paying for it, literally with 2 losses.
2 losses.
Yeah, they need to drop Fallis and a goalie.
Yeah, but
Or-
Davy Jones isn't a goalie you drop though either.
No. That Endrick kid, he's
Well, they need
best. He was a TC goalie for me last year.
They need to do something before tomorrow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
otherwise,
something big. They got to send down some money and call up some little money.
well, they got to.
Well, you can't do trades. Trades is closed.
They have to. It looks
So-
like it's going to have to be a forward.
Wave.
So now they're going to be risking putting probably one of their best players on waivers
Right.
because you can't put Fatless on there
he's
because you
inactive.
can't put an inactive
Right.
player on waivers.
Right.
So once he gets removed, they need to get rid of 500.
Which would be that TC goalie.
Yeah.
And then they're down to 15. Now they're sitting
Yeah,
on a
there's
15
15
man roster.
players.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
The situation,
Which
is
is
a
also
mess.
invalid.
it's a
Boy.
mess. What they have to do,
They gotta get rid of 2 mil. 2 mil.
Feel bad for
they
him.
got to get rid of. I'm looking at their roster right now.
Yeah.
It's got to be.
You say
The
you
guy
feel
that-
bad for him, though.
Yeah, I don't feel bad.
I can't. I can't feel bad for him
No, I don't feel bad for them at all. This is
because
you should know.
they should know better. They're seasoned owners.
Yeah, I know.
The smartest thing they could do right now is put Matty Canucks. He's 1.75, and then get rid of my damn Dick Burnside.
What a name.
Yep.
My damn Dick Burns.
They
Yes.
do a very
It's either he needs to wear a rubber or go to the doctor.
You better be letting some people know. But I guess my final thought here, I think they got to do. I for sure, I'm looking at their TCs right now. They've got some wingers. They've got some veteran wingers on TC.
Yeah, but they don't have any D-man.
Yeah, well, I think they got to send Matty B Canucks down.
That would be their best bet.
I think that has to be their move. And he put up 3 points in that preseason game. Right wing, 2-way forward. I'm just speaking from. I've got the cap space.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like I said,
He's not getting
You-
through waivers.
you're taking the risk.
He's not getting.
Hungry.
I'll tell you that right now.
he won't clear it.
He won't clear, but they
Yeah.
have to do it. They've put themselves in that position where they have to do it. Do I feel bad? No. I'll capitalize. I know that there's a bunch of guys in here. I mean, I would assume that you guys would probably want to try and capitalize on a top player if you got sent down.
Oh, yeah, on a waiver wire? Absolutely.
On a contractual issue, that's a feels bad, sucks. You guys should have been smarter.
Well, let's see who do they have on their TC.
Leave my butchery out of it. Butchery's a good center. He's I like him.
Destalia's not too bad either.
And minor threat. Minor threat's good too, actually.
Lost Codes doesn't have a contract, so we don't know what that one's at.
Yeah, it could be a randomly assigned or whatnot. That's a guy that, I mean, I doubt he's going to be down there. I think he's down there because of family issues. He's been in the NHL for 4 seasons.
Right.
32 points with Florida last year. So I can't see them just sending him down to the CHL, right? So Codes is probably an inactive.
He doesn't even have a contract, actually.
Yeah, right. So,
well, let's look at the Saginaw roster, because I have a hard time believing you're already forfeiting a game.
Yeah, I thought they were.
Saginaw or Sarnia?
Saginaw.
Saginaw. They've got 17.
Yep.
They've got 23.75 million. They've got a ton of TCs.
Yeah, they got 9 TCs.
And 9 TCs.
And they've got every position covered for TCs.
And they're all prospects. Look at them. That's beauty, actually. That could work out well for them.
Well, apparently it didn't.
So
just saying. I mean, it didn't. It didn't work out for them well to start.
Well, their whole forward core is amateurs and a veteran.
Yeah, so definitely take a look at that, because I know I felt with that last year. That killed me. It killed the guys. Yeah. I lost 6 defensemen over the course of like 4 weeks.
Ouch.
Yeah, that's why I'm happy to have 6 defensemen, and they're all prospects this year.
Yeah, yes. Try losing 6 right before the playoffs, and then we'll talk.
Yeah, I mean, well, I didn't make playoffs because of it, so
they have a total of 6 prospects on their roster.
And actually, that's I Swear I'm Sober's team. He's pretty active, I thought.
Well, he was supposedly was in that game because he took the game for the forfeit. Yeah.
Yeah. So someone just didn't show up.
So like that's another thing for new owners as well. So with all these guys coming down right now, I wouldn't be so anxious to go get them, because half these guys, these teams are just rebuilding. They're going to go back up again.
Yeah.
Oh, without a doubt.
Oh, these are just numbers games. It's funny
if you look at guys like Pelly and Frost and all them, they just came down. They're not going to be down for very long.
Oh, Pelly's probably up by end of week 1.
Well, funny
to the NHL. So
yeah, Frantic came down to me. Tommy tried to, me and Tommy were talking, and then Frantic comes down, and then Frantic within like the hour went back up.
Right.
Within the hour, he's back up in Bakersfield.
Yeah, most of the time, it's just guys trying to adjust their rosters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
You got to remember, you got the NHL picking off the AHL, and you got the AHL picking off the CHL.
Yeah.
Just because they get sent down, oh, well, we just made this trade, I need this guy back up. I could see, heck, Frost Wolf might be called up. I mean, there's teams looking for a right defenseman. I mean,
well, everyone's looking for defense right now. It seems like it's always the case, though.
So, I mean,
even if you look at the TC list, how many fucking defensemen do you see? Fuck.
Oh, not many at all, man. Not many at all.
Well, my whole thing of this is when you get assigned your TCs, I'm blowing their crap up. Saying, join my Discord.
Yeah.
I've already messaged all of my
send them a message.
Yeah.
Because you want to know if they're active. If they're not active, you're putting in the 72 hours.
Yep.
Because you don't really want to waste your time and lose these games. You might say it's only week 1, but if you get on a losing streak, it could hurt you. I mean,
The Giants
season-
last year.
well,
Giants
look
last
at
year, a point.
the Titans. Titans didn't win a single game last season or their first week, and they made the playoffs. But there's no way they're catching up to Valdor. There was no way they were catching up to half of those teams that maybe went 500 that
Mhm.
first week.
Yeah.
You got to message your TCs because TCs are actually your backbone. Because you just lost out on 2 points tonight because of that forfeit.
Yeah.
And who knows about game 1 either.
I'm looking at Barry right now. Can you play if you're under the roster limit? Can you play if you have 16?
As long as you have enough cap
Yeah,
to
they're
fill
good
that
then.
position.
Because I see Barry's only at 16 players right now. I'm like, why? That's an interesting one.
They put someone on waivers first thing this morning, so he probably cleared.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, a couple people did clear waivers, I think, already.
Yeah, dude, waivers, like people shot on waivers. I was like, wow. That's another thing. I saw people going on waivers right when waivers opened up. I was like, why?
You
guys bid on these guys.
You want to know why? Blind bids. They won those blind bids, and then they saw their potential, and it wasn't good. Or they were, hey, over cap. I made a trade. Who knows?
Yeah, that's right.
Like I said, we're week 1 into this.
Yeah,
it's
right now
gonna be a fun season.
There's 22 people on waivers.
That's ridiculous.
It just opened up
I'm
today.
gonna look at all of them. I'm gonna look at all of them.
Well,
I haven't even looked at where I am on the waiver wire yet.
So I got to put out this one. Did you ever see Valdor last season losing 10-0?
No.
No.
Because they did tonight.
I know.
The repeat is not real, boys. The repeat is not real. It is open.
Whoa.
And to say that, it's funny because you say that it's like, oh, it's one game. No good teams. Okay, fair enough though. The Giants beat the Silvertips 15-2 last year. Silvertips made the Mem Cup final.
It's true.
It's a very,
True.
very, it's let's not count them off just yet. But there needs to be some change in Valdor. There was a lot of change in Everett. There was a ton of change in Everett.
Let's be fair here. Last season with Valdor, how many of them were actually prospects?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Very true.
I mean, I'm not. Don't get me wrong. I'm not hounding on fucking Silky. It's not. You cheated. Whatever. It's Silky knew the system.
And he played it.
And he played it. He played it perfectly. And he hyped up his guys, so that made you want to trade his guys to him. So, I mean, you can't be mad at him. Melt was the same way the season before.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
It's
full melt.
I think this season is the first season where you're not going to... It's whoever does it. I mean,
It's wide open.
Kingston last season tried it with let's dodge bidding, have everybody sign up for positions that they're not good at, and sneak them through bidding. Because Louis Deuce is not a goalie. Gustav is not a right D. That was the way Kingston went. Valdor said, hey, I'm getting all these NHL Xbox guys to come over, and we're going to work the TC way.
Yes.
And it worked.
Yes.
So props to them. I don't think it's that way this season.
I don't think it will be. The only team that I could see possibly trying to do that is the 67s. But I don't think that's going to happen this year. Partly, too, the way this game is shaping up right now, just in this first couple of weeks, it's a very defensive-oriented game.
True.
It's a lot more defense than it was offense throughout the previous seasons, and guys that you think would put up 80, 90 points, I don't think that happens this year. I really do not see a player putting up 90 points throughout the year. I see maybe 70, 75 is some of your tops. That's just me personally. I think defense is better.
I don't think anybody's getting close to Skillsy's.
Yeah, I was about to say Skillsy will have something to say about that.
Right. One thing, though, I also, with this being first week, I mean, you play your club games, but it's a different mentality when it comes to LG.
Mhm.
It's more competitive. And I think a lot of teams had to shake off the rust of playing drop-ins.
Yeah.
Because
Russ.
Ball game, right? You come in LG, you're talking nerves now or two, right?
right.
That came up with
There's
us today.
there's some guys that will tell you they rock out in club games and drop-ins, and they'll tell you, LG, my nerves are whacked because it's one mistake can cost your team,
Mhm.
Oh,
and
especially
it's nerves.
last year, me being a goalie too, right? I was honestly nervous all season, and like actually tonight wasn't too bad. I played two good teams. I actually wasn't nervous, which was I played pretty good both games, like a couple weak goals in the second game. But then you
But
look at a good
so
example is oh, go ahead.
so you say that, is it just the experience of you got your first season under your belt,
Mhm.
and now your management, you know you're. I actually thought there was more pressure when you're being
I-
management
Coming into the
because
Oh,
draft,
absolutely.
second night
because
draft, I was worried, but because like it wasn't going the way I wanted to. Obviously, everybody knows that. But
right.
then, whatever, I pulled a decent team together. I'm happy with my team. I've made a big trade already, which is beneficial to me. So bringing Swanee back because he's a guy
Right.
I'm comfortable with.
But what I'm saying is now that you're the owner of the team, do you feel more pressure because you feel like more's on your shoulders?
To tell you the truth, I don't. I honestly, I'm here this season to have fun, and I'm putting a group of guys together that like to have fun, and we can win games. That's my goal.
I'm going to chime in on this. Last year, first half, I was awful. And it kind of surprised me the way that the first half of the season went. And it was nerves, and I just wasn't good. Like, I was not the defenseman that all my friends and buddies who would watch the streams, they would say it too. Like, I just wasn't making the same plays. I think it took 6 weeks until I got my first goal last year. I mean, I'm a defenseman, but
right. But does that, because you're not used to the competitiveness and the caliber of players.
yes.
Granted, it's a CHL, but
Well, it was the first year.
right. So you go from drop-ins where maybe you can make a, 2-3 line pass to a wide open guy, and you're trying to do that in an LG game, and you're like, that doesn't work anymore.
No, he's going the other way.
Right.
Yeah, going the other way with that.
Right,
So,
you make that pass, and you're like, all right, breakaway, and there goes the other guy right past you.
so I think this year was actually a little different because if you look at anybody you've played with already this season in like 18, if you played a club game late at night, you were playing NHL guys constantly.
Oh.
So you were exposed to LG level players, high
Yeah.
caliber right away. So I think that was beneficial. A couple of my defensemen, they got to see those kind of guys. So they understand what LG is going to be. And I told them, you may play one team that's like that. The rest of the other 59 teams in the league are not going to be that kind of caliber.
Yeah,
Right.
58.
So this is
Yeah.
what I say. Don't quit
59.
out of those games with NHL guys.
No, never.
They will teach you how to run an offense.
Oh yeah.
They will show you where to be
Oh,
positionally.
absolutely.
You will actually learn more watching those guys play. You might say, "Oh, this game's AIDS. When does this just end? Just what? You'll get better.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If you're learning how to defend against one of those top guys,
You can
know,
defend the CHL.
right,
You can defend an NHL player. You can defend against anybody in the CHL, hands down.
right. Don't get frustrated. Those guys know who they're playing against. I mean, it actually shows you how to play the game.
Yep,
Because let me tell you, going from CHL to AHL, totally different game. Going from AHL to NHL, even more of a difference in game. Because you might not see in the NHL, if you look at their box scores, you do not see a lot of shots. Because they
No.
are patient with the puck.
Yep.
And that's what a lot of these CHL guys have to learn is patience. Because they're like, hey, get the puck up right away. You're going to do that, and the team's playing the trap. It's going to be a long night for you.
Yes, sir.
A lot of these NHL teams, they're not. Some of them could be dickheads, yeah, but most of them, they'll know that if you're staying in that game and it's 5-0 already, they're going to slow down. They're just going to start passing it around and showing you where the passes are going. At the end of the day, they are teaching you. They might be
Yeah,
real
absolutely.
hard.
They're not there to make you look bad.
No.
Right?
They're there to play hockey just like you.
Mhm.
And they just are more advanced at the game than you are.
Right. They've got the experience.
I mean,
They've worked their way up.
if say you're a defenseman and you run into one of those guys, if you're a goalie and you're new to this league, check In Between the Pipes on YouTube.
Yes.
That's J Money and John LOL. Those guys will help you read plays, teach you how to do certain things to make you better. It's learning stuff. It's not just, show up to my games, get my butt kicked, and let's go play drop-ins. It's not like that. Just learn.
No.
No, it's so funny though, because like when I came back last year after not playing for like 3 or 4 years, right? So I was shaky. I was okay at net, and then as the season went on, I improved. And like even this year, when I see like a 3-on-1 coming down the ice, I'm not even looking at the guy with the puck. I'm seeing where the other two guys are going, so I know where my next movement's going to be when it's needed. So I've already put that step into my head, saying, okay, that's where those two guys are going to be sitting. I need to go to that direction if I have any chance of making like a desperation save or anything. But it's
Right.
For me, the biggest thing I can suggest is don't watch the player with the puck, watch the puck itself.
You also, with that being said, you also got to watch your D also to see
exactly.
which players are going to be taking the pass away.
Yeah. Communication for a goalie is a big fucking thing.
Right.
Like honestly, when it comes to LG games, I might not talk too much because I'm probably already comfortable with my defense.
Yeah.
But newer defense, I'm going to talk and say, look, there's that backdoor guy there. You got to watch him. He's always going to be there, especially if you're playing the same team over and over again, right? You got to learn which plays they're running.
Yeah, and centers with their slot coverage, and got to know when to cover the point and
That's a
everything.
big thing too.
Oh yeah, like playing center, like that slot is so. You got to cover it.
Well, it's something. It comes down to like if you paid $6 million for a player, is he just offense? Did you pay $6 million for offense? Or did you pay it for the whole package?
Yeah.
Are you okay with a guy who gets $6 million and gets you 18 wins, or do you want a guy that you can say leads the league in scoring?
Right.
Like
I'd rather win.
I think all of us here would rather take that W.
I'm not going to say any names. I'm not going to say which team it was. I was watching a stream tonight, and I literally heard the forwards chewing out their defense for making a turnover. That is not going to help him at all.
No.
Because
that's going to add more pressure to him, and he's going to make more turnovers.
One of the other things, learn how to criticize. There's one way to criticize.
Constructive criticism.
Right. And there's ways of just being a dick.
Yep.
Tell them where a better option would have been in that situation. Don't just yell.
What's playing in that? Just out of curiosity, were they up past the red line, or were they
So-
trying to sit back for him?
So I want to say it was a dump, and the defenseman went and got the puck, and he wasn't sure where to go with it,
Right.
and he got knocked off of it, and they just walked in on the goalie.
Yeah.
One, I'm going, where's my right defenseman?
Right.
Two, why is somebody not screaming around the boards? Because that doesn't make sense. I mean, the dude just froze. It happens.
Mm-hmm.
But to
That's
have
a good thing for goalies too. Goalies should be chiming in there as well, going, "Look, this guy's on your ass.
Yeah.
Move it."
I do
Shoot
that
it
as a
on.
goalie. One on you.
Yeah.
One coming hard.
Yep.
That at least gives the defenseman a time and a clock in his head.
You know,
Going.
something in this game also that a lot of people don't use that I've seen actually work pretty well with the dump and your D. Play yourself on the boards. I know a lot of people don't use it, but it helps you. It can draw penalties at times, but it'll also slow down the game. It'll let your DI get back if he's slow or something. But that's something I've seen not a lot of people use, except for typically NHL guys. Is just play yourself on the boards.
Are you talking board play?
Yeah,
Isn't that not allowed in your own zone?
Behind the net, you can.
behind the net.
Behind the net,
Behind
you
the net,
can.
Yep.
In the offensive zone, it's not allowed.
Right.
Yeah.
And in the neutral zone. One of the things with defensemen, as I am one myself, is you always, wherever the puck is, and if it's your weak side, stay on that post. Look for the open guy. Because 9 times out of 10, they're looking cross crease.
Right. Especially in the CHL.
Oh, it's way too frequent.
On a dump or anywhere in the zone, I hate using the analogy like it's actual hockey, but defense never play outside the circles. I'm talking the face-off circles.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because once that guy gets middle positioning on you, you're done.
Yeah.
They're either getting the shot or they're going around you. If you force everything to the outside, it's a lot harder. Now, granted, in this game, it likes to bounce off you, go through your goalie's 5-hole, and it's 1-0. But it's better to be positionally sound than getting left behind with your jockstrap laying on the ice.
Yeah, and leaving the goalie out to dry.
Yeah. Because you're going to hear it from your goalie. You'll hear it from your
Oh,
goalie.
absolutely.
And the rest of your team. Like, I know that when I'm doing practice games with my guys, if someone gets walked, you're going to hear it. We joke, but we definitely get on them being like, you just got embarrassed. Deal with it. Because you never want to be the guy that gets walked.
No.
So.
Does anyone know how the Huskies did tonight?
The Huskies don't have
either.
Games.
They don't have either games in.
Okay.
No.
I'm looking at their roster right now. They've got a lot of new guys that went for a lot in bidding. Vok Snipey went for 4.75. It's his first season. He's a left winger. And in Russo is a right D. He went for 5.25, and it's also his first season.
See, and that makes me question.
Who's coming over from Xbox?
Well, one, I believe the league changed it to where you have to merge your Xbox now.
Correct. That is the rule now.
2, is it a guy off of top plays or leaderboard? Because that could be a case too.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, me and Kenneth can attest to, Russian Phenom
Yeah.
is not an Xbox player.
Right.
He was on the leaderboards. So when you see him go for 7.2, you're going, who the hell is this guy? what was he, top 10 in the leaderboard?
Oh, I
bidding?
don't even know. I didn't know him from the leading board though, so I didn't
there.
know.
Right. I knew him because I met him in the 17 beta. Him and Lgchl. I played with them in the beta.
I met them season 3.
Right. So that's where where you see these guys. They could have been a guy they met in the beta that put up 7 goals a game.
Yeah.
Well, right, but if you're thinking that way, though, I mean, why would Russo get 5.25? You know, is it just blind bidding, or are multiple owners and GMs relying on that leaderboard?
Or it could be the fact that they trust their play that heavily that they felt they owed that dollar amount to them, right? Like if you're trying to get someone because you feel that they're going to be a game changer, you're going to spend money on them. It's plain and simple.
I put $4.5 million on Al Capone. Al Capone 514. I put $2.25 million on his buddy Chucky. I would have.
Are we talking right away like they did with Scooby?
No, the bidding went up. It was like 17 bids later. Okay. But I thought to myself in my head, I thought to the cap, I was like, these are 2 guys that I need. There's another duo, Happy Gilmore and Bergs. They went to Cape Breton because I priced them out because I went for Chucky and Capone.
Right. That's what I'm saying, though.
But that's what we're.
Are the owners using that leaderboards, or where are they getting their info, or is it just blind bidding?
Yes, I had scouting games.
Because but to get it to 17 bids, somebody else has to know about that player.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's what we're getting
it's
at.
even
is
like
it blind bids, or is it somebody else looking on the leaderboards?
So here's the funny thing about Snipey. I got a message saying, "Hey, Snipey's one of my buddies. He is new to the league and nobody knows about him, and he went for fucking almost $5 million."
Right.
Yeah, that's insane.
That was the thing. I'm like, I was playing with it. I'm like, okay, whatever. He's at 1.5. All of a sudden, he's at 2. Next thing you know, someone else is chiming in. And I'm like, hey, I'm out. And he went up to 4 something.
Like I said, that one defenseman didn't have a bid on him at all.
Yeah.
In 10 minutes, he was over $3 million.
Yeah.
Cheese Puff, the guy that I had last year, who I decided to not bring back into my team, went from 0 on day 3 to 5 million. He put up, I think he put up 58 points for me last year.
Why does that name sound familiar?
Cheese Puff 2882.
Yeah, it sounds familiar.
Too much
no, he was on my TC in season 3 with the Pete's.
Yeah. He
remember those days, Kenneth?
Yep. Season 3, Kingston. Woo!
Why is Kingston so good?
Okay, so I'm not sure if you guys could see in all the discords of for all the media.
Little TC days.
I'm not sure if you guys can see all those messages.
Yes, we can.
But that's something me and Zeus were talking about.
Yeah.
How each season feels like a year.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because
that's why you call each season a year.
Right. Because I'm telling you, as much time as all these owners and management put into this, it feels like a year. I literally think I age a year after every season.
Yeah, I mean, last year, as a rookie, I got called up to GM. Halfway through the year, had to rebuild the Giants. It's the whole team. I felt like I was 80 at the end of last season. And now I'm going into this one. It's only been 2 months since the end of season 5, and I'm already thinking to myself, God damn it, I better make playoffs this year.
I feel like I've owned a team for like 5 years.
Right. Because so when you're like doing your resume as ownership in that, and you're like season 3 AGM, season 4 owner, season 5 owner, now I'm season 6 GM. It's like, are these years? Because it seems like years. That's like months. You know.
Yeah.
It does. It takes a toll on you, and hats off to everybody that signed up for ownership. Took that initiative. It does take a toll on you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
But
slept for an hour and a half on bidding night and went to work. It was
Right.
the worst day.
I cried. I had school the next day. I kind of died a little on the inside.
Okay,
I had the week off.
how many 3 a.m. bids did you guys have?
3M bids?
When somebody outbid you at 3 o'clock in the morning?
Oh, fuck.
See, I never had that issue because Aries is ahead of me 2 hours.
Si-
I got-
I didn't have
it
many.
was Simeon and Mordred that got baited up in the middle of the night. I was pissed about it, dude.
I had people sniping on me, which is the stupidest thing in the world. Why waste my fucking time?
Oh, with
Oh,
people
boy.
that wait 0 minutes left. It's like, come on, man. It's like I'm trying to figure out my roster, and it's just like you slap yourself in the forehead.
Yeah.
Oh, last day I had 3 guys active bidding, and then all of a sudden I'm like, okay, good. I'm gonna slot this guy in. There's 10 minutes left. He's only 750K. All of a sudden it's like, boom, snipe. I'm like, you fucker.
Yeah.
I want to cry. With
There's a
that,
couple
boys,
guys. Literally, if someone bid on them, I threw a bid in right away. I had a couple guys I put a little bit too high, but it was to the point where I'm like, well, fuck this guy. I'm just gonna fucking throw my money. I had extra money. I was like, fuck off. You're not having them. Just to prove a point.
And it's one of those where it's just like, who's doing this? So I can message them
Exactly.
and ask them what are they thinking.
yeah,
Because it's like, I just want to get this done and over with. And then something new that they've done the past 2 seasons. They do preseason games right in the middle of bidding.
Right.
What a pain.
Right, it's a pain, but at least you guys are getting preseason.
Yeah,
games.
we're going. That's
Right.
that's the part I'm happy about.
all right. With
All
that,
right, let's wrap
boys,
Let's
we're
wrap
gonna
this.
wrap this one up. Going to be a fun year. This is going
I
to
think
be a very exciting season. I think just for the fact that there's no team really that you can point a finger and say they're going to win the Mem Cup this year. I can't.
It'll be
can't
it'll
think
be
of
fun the next time that we converse because we'll have a certain kind of an idea after 1 week, I think. See some.
Yeah. So of course we'll go over scores with you, the viewers, for next week. We'll go over scores, studs, all the fun stuff. With that, I got to get going. I'm a kid. We all got to head out. And so on behalf, if I may, boys, of the Lgchl media team, we have Mam from the Giants. We've got Kenny from the Calgary Hitmen. We've got the legend that never dies in Hammett, former owner of the Red Deer Rebels. We've got All in Fitness, Fitty from the Kingston Frontenacs. And I believe I missed the last one. Pardon me.
It's Aid DeBrin, former
Also
owner of Steelheads.
Also known as Fraz Sniper.
Yep.
Love it.
It's Braz. No way.
Little ham.
So
Little Ham, Braz, whatever.
on behalf of the media team, I would like to say good night, and that we will look forward to bringing you more broadcasts coming in the coming weeks for the Lgchl Season 6.